In this video, I'll explain how to spend an average of $20 a week on groceries and some tips. Stay tuned. What's good, everyone? My name's David. Welcome back to my channel. If you're anything like me, you like food and you like to eat a lot of it, but it doesn't mean you have to go broke from it. According to Mint, which is a budgeting app, they estimate that one person should spend roughly $250 a month on groceries. For me, that already sounds like a lot. Between all my credit cards and doing some simple math, I think I spent roughly $1,400 so far this year on groceries, which averages to roughly $20 a week. As a person who likes a good deal, I thought I'll share some of my tips on how I save money when I shop for groceries. So here are my tips on how I spend an average of $20 a week on groceries. My first tip is buy in bulk. By buying in bulk doesn't mean you're buying the biggest things in terms of size, but I want you to focus on the unit cost. By unit cost, I'm talking about how things are measured and the price for it. For example, if you're buying chicken, sorry to all the vegetarians out there, you want to pay attention to how much the item, or for this case, the chicken, is measured in terms of the cost. So sometimes it's measured in ounces, sometimes it's measured in pounds. So just make sure that you focus on that. It happens to be that when we go to stores such as Walmart or Costco's and we see an item that's big, that it's a better deal, but I want you to focus on the unit cost, because sometimes bigger items actually have more higher unit costs than items that are smaller. So when I say buy in bulk, you could buy an item that has a lower cost but a smaller size versus an item that's bigger in terms of size but higher unit cost. And make sure that when you're comparing these items that you convert it to the same measurement. For example, if you're comparing two similar items such as chicken, you want to make sure that if one is measured in pounds and the other is measured in ounces, that you do some conversions. Either you change it to pounds or you change it to ounces. That way you have a fair assessment that you're getting the best deal. Also, when you're buying in bulk, you want to make sure that these are the items that you're normally using. Don't be one of those people who bought 2 years worth of toilet paper and don't even know why they bought it. You know who you are. And if you're worried about your food going bad by buying in bulk, make sure that you're able to freeze some of the items such as your meats, your veggies, and your fruits. Overall, buy in bulk. It can help you save money on groceries. My second tip is avoid buying name brands and organic food. Name brand products and organic food are going to be generally more expensive than store brand products. Now, name brand products can be more expensive than store brand products by a few cents to a few dollars sometimes. Whether you decide to buy the name brand product and pay a little more, that decision is up to you. Normally, what I'll do is buy the store brand product just because I don't see much of a difference in terms of the taste or the quality. But it doesn't mean that the name brand product is expensive for no reason. I do think that there's some intrinsic value that you get from either your childhood memories or memories that you had for using the product or item. Two of the name brands that I really like are Coke and Disney. I have great childhood memories of drinking some of the products by Coke, along with watching some of the content and movies by Disney. Now, on the other hand, for organic food, I think the majority of people don't really need organic food. For organic food, it's pretty pricey. According to the Department of Agriculture, you can expect to pay between 10 or even 80% for organic food. Now, for organic food, I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. Don't buy it. I think organic food is a nice to have, and by all means, if you have the funds and finances to pay for organic food, definitely do it. Overall, avoid name brands and organic food. My third tip is spend less time in the store. If you don't already know, retail stores are designed to keep you there longer and spend more. Retail stores are designed to have the most common items that are purchased at the back, so you end up actually wandering around more often than you do. By wandering around more, you actually spend more money. According to a study done by the University of Notre Dame, they found that the longer the shoppers are in the grocery store, the more likely they are to impulse buy. Those impulse purchases are going to add up, and they're not going to be factored into your original budget. The average person spends roughly an hour at the grocery store. For me, that's a long time. I try to get in and out. I try to spend roughly 30 minutes from start to finish. And what also helps me is that I try to have a shopping list. By having a shopping list, I stay organized and on task. Now, I know that using a shopping list doesn't sound the most sexiest thing in the world, but hey, it works. So overall, spend less time in the store. My fourth tip is buy more whole foods. By whole foods, I don't mean the store. I mean this type of whole foods. Yep. Whole food is basically unprocessed food or raw ingredient. If you're anything like me, you have a weakness for junk food. It's okay to eat junk food from time to time, but if you eat too much junk food, it'll eat away your money. According to a study done by Harvard University, they found that a healthier diet costs roughly an average $1.50 more a day than an unhealthier diet. You're probably thinking that my logic doesn't make sense and this tip is not going to be helpful, but hear me out. But consider this. If you're buying things such as your rice, your beans, and your pasta, it's going to be more affordable if you buy the raw ingredients versus the processed versions or the name brands that are already stocked up on the shelves. Overall, buy more whole foods. My fifth tip is eat all the food. First and foremost, eat what you have. Another great way of saving money on your grocery is just eating what you already have. According to a study done by Penn State University, they estimate that the average American household wastes between 30 to 40% of their food. That's extra money that you have to spend on top of the money that you already spent. With all the food that you waste, that can add up to roughly $1,800 a year. And I'm not perfect too. There were times when I had food that went bad and spoiled, and it was really sad because you're really excited that you bought something and then it goes bad. Try to stay active and check out the expiration dates on the food and when you purchase the item. And if you can, try to freeze your food, such as your meats and your veggies. I know that the quality degrades over time when you freeze your food, but it's better than wasting money. Overall, eat all your food and your veggies. So those are my tips on how to shop groceries on a budget and how to spend roughly $28 a week shopping for groceries. Buy in bulk, avoid name brands and organic food, spend less time in the store, buy more whole foods, and eat all the food. If you're primarily eating the food that you cook, you're already winning. On average, you can expect to pay 3 times the amount dining out versus cooking the same type of food at home. Whether you want to dine out or cook at home, the choice is yours. Make sure that you don't have any regrets. Thank you for watching my video. If you haven't done so far, feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me share the content I create. As always, stay fresh, stay awesome, take care.